is up, everybody? Welcome back to Truth and Transparency. Nancy Guthrie's day 16, unless I'm missing a day here. Still missing an IGG emerges. First of all, I want to thank Brian Etten for interviewing CeCe Moore. He had an interview with her. CeCe Moore does investigative genetic genealogy. This interview, I think, took place. I know he uploaded it last night, but I don't know if it took place on Saturday or Sunday. But we're going to talk about it because when Brian Etten put out that they can just go use 23andMe, I was like, no, they can't. That's actually what you're barred from using if you're law enforcement. You can't just go make up a kit and act like your DNA is a law enforcement obtained profile. Yeah, you cannot do that. So let's see how CeCe Moore feels about what he asks her in this interview. Also, we're going to take it on down where JLR is this morning. He said breaking news. He is staying in Tucson. He loves it so much. The ladies are treating him so well. They keep him fed. And it's just, it's just the greatest thing to see. People respecting JLR, sending him food. And I'm sure there's probably stuff that he's not fond of, but you wouldn't know it. All right, guys, here it is. CeCe Moore on the left, in case you guys didn't know. And then Brian Etten over here on the right. Who wore it better? We have Brian Etten in a green shirt, and we have CeCe Moore in a green, I think it's a button-up blouse. So who wore it best?
More. It's nice to see you, CeCe. And I think it's quiet out here. Hopefully I'm outside Nancy Guthrie's house. So sometimes it gets a little noisy out here, but I think it'll be okay. Just a lot of people in the crime community know you, obviously, but just for people who don't know you, tell me a little bit about your background.
Well, I'm one of the early pioneers of genetic genealogy, and then that transition into using it for law enforcement purposes. And I am the chief genetic genealogist at Parabon Nanolabs. My small team and I have helped law enforcement solve over 365 cases now. So I think we've really proven the power of investigative genetic genealogy.
For sure. So I'm glad you're the perfect person for me to talk to about these latest developments with Nancy Guthrie. The first thing I wanted to ask you is this new information that came out from the FBI about this glove that was found 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's house that they found some DNA on, and they're going to put into CODIS, I guess, after they finalize the testing. What do you make of that? What does that mean?
You know, it's interesting to me that they've agreed to put it into CODIS.
Boom, out the gate, CeCe Moore coming with the mustard, saying, that's really interesting to me that they would have already agreed to put this in CODIS. Exactly what I was telling you guys the other day is you've got to be kidding me. Okay, you cannot just go around you have to qualify this DNA. And so listen to what she says. This is really important. I'm going to slow her down now to she's fine at 1.25. Okay,
because that usually means that they feel fairly confident about it. They have very strict guidelines about what DNA is allowed in that database. So that leads me to believe that
there you guys have it. CeCe Moore, very strict guidelines on CODIS, on what can go in. As there's a really big reason why. Yeah. So right there, this is what we've been saying. You cannot just go slinging DNA and throwing it in CODIS. Like that's just not. It's just not how it happens. It's not accurate. It's supposed to be at a crime scene, okay. And like, hello. I did not think that the crime scene was 2 miles away. Okay.
They have a reasonable belief that it could be from the crime scene.
There you go. A reasonable belief. And I'm sorry right now. This is where bending the rules comes into play for me. And people can say, well, Lana, aren't you trying to catch somebody? I'm like, dude, of course we're trying to catch somebody. But you have to understand that we're not just going to forfeit our rights. Okay. We're not also going to bend and break policy. If we bend and break policy every single time, you guys, there ain't going to be no policy left. That doesn't matter. Okay. Why do we have policies in the first place? If we can just, well, for this one, we can make an accept it. No, dude. No, we just need better people working. I'm telling you that. Okay. The idiots need to go.
About it. They have very strict guidelines about what DNA is allowed in that database. So that leads me to believe that they have a reasonable belief that it could be from the crime scene. However, being 2 miles away, of course, I would obviously use great caution in coming to conclusions about who the suspect is just based on that alone. We've had a lot of cases where we have
Give it up for CC Moore. I mean, I feel like CC, we're dancing here. I feel you, sister, right there. I mean, she just nails it.
analyzed things like gloves and like other items in or near crime scenes. And of course, when you're doing that, it really requires that there is a lot more caution used because it very well could be an innocent person.
Yeah, and a lot of people use those black gloves for different jobs. And like you said, the fact that it's 2 miles away. The sheriff also said that they found DNA in Nancy's house that doesn't connect back to Nancy and doesn't connect to anyone really within her circle. Because apparently they've swabbed, like the workers that have gone in and out and the family members and stuff. That to me, is that significant?
To me, that's much more significant because we know that's tied to the crime scene. Of course, it still doesn't guarantee that it is the suspect. DNA can last a long time depending on what the form is of that DNA. I've worked cases where we analyzed a drop of blood and it ended up being someone who'd lived in the house 2 years earlier. And of course, we know Nancy has been there for many years, decades. So she should have a pretty good idea. I mean, her family should have a pretty good idea about who has been in and out there. So that helps a lot. I am very optimistic about that part of it, much more so than the glove. And I think that if they really do have that alien DNA there, that DNA that they are not able to tie to any known person, that could very well be the answer to this case.
Mm-hmm. And I'm told that with some of these people that they've been questioning, they've done some search warrants over the last week, that they are swabbing them also for DNA.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
How does that work? So what, then they will go and compare that to what they found in the house, or how does that work behind the scenes?
Right. So that is using the traditional law enforcement DNA analysis that they have used for decades in cases like this. So that's just a straight profile one-to-one comparison. Do any of those individuals match any of, does the DNA profile from any of those persons of interest match any of the DNA that was found in the house?
STR. Okay. Your traditional DNA profile.
If they did, that's obviously huge. Even if it matched that glove, that could be really telling, right? Because that's unlikely to be a coincidence then. That's not something that they would need to use genetic genealogy for. So that is just the traditional type of testing and comparisons.
How long does it take to get results for something like that? Like if they go and do a search warrant and swab someone, how quickly could they know if it connects back to the DNA on the glove or the DNA in the house?
Okay, so I was interesting that he asks her this. Okay, that's a lab personnel's question. Okay. Like if you're a lab worker, you ask that question. CC Moore is not a lab worker. Okay. Let's see how she answers it.
Well, that could be very quick because there's such a thing as rapid DNA now. And I'm sure they are using it in this case since it is so timely. And with those, you can create those law enforcement profiles, the type of DNA that's entered into the CODIS database very quickly, almost immediately. And so that's something that they should have results on extremely quickly.
And when you say quickly, is it like hours even?
Yes, hours.
Okay, so I'm just thinking because this latest raid was on Friday night. It's now, when we're doing this interview, it's Sunday. There's still been no arrests. So maybe they've already gotten the results by this point.
They may have. It just depends what technology they're using. Typically, it would take, I'd say, overnight, a full day if they're using the traditional crime scene analysis. But if they're using one of those rapid DNA analysis machines, which I would be very surprised if they weren't, that is very, very quick. So they would already have answers to some of those questions, I imagine.
If they've sent...
And they are, in this case, they're using... That's what the sheriff was talking about.
Everything so far to this lab in Florida, which the sheriff's department uses. If they do a swab of someone here, do they then have to send it to that lab? Or can they do something here where they just compare it?
They could do something there if they have the rapid DNA machine there. So that private lab, the outside lab, is going to be most useful when it comes to creating a SNP profile, which is what we use for genetic genealogy. Many labs, including crime labs, the FBI, many others, are able to create that traditional STR profile, that short tandem repeat profile. That's what law enforcement has used for decades. That is what they use to charge someone with a crime and eventually convict somebody with a crime. And so there's a wide capability to do that. So they could have sent it to their own crime lab there in Arizona. They could have sent it to the FBI for that, or they could also have DNA Labs International in Florida working on that part of the case. That's a much more quick process. as compared to creating the SNP profile and trying to perform genetic genealogy on it.
Yeah, when I think of genetic genealogy, I think of the Koberger case, which I think is the first.
Now, this is when I was like in bed and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is Brian talking about? Okay. He covered the Kohlberger case like extensively. So he should know all about the Kohlberger case and what transpired with the IGG. Okay. Listen to this.
Time that a lot of people had ever heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it essentially where they go? Well, tell me what is, I mean, could they use it in a case like this?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I've been waiting for that to happen, just hoping that there would be DNA found that was not tied to any of the known individuals from the home, because that will solve the case if nothing else does. It's just a matter of time then. If they have that DNA, that person who left that DNA will be identified.
So the stranger's DNA in the house, they could figure out who that person is, even if
absolutely, yes.
Just they could come up with it almost out of nowhere. Even
no. Listen to this.
Even if
well, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's not out of nowhere, but it is a highly reliable method of reverse engineering somebody's identity just from their DNA. So if someone leaves their DNA behind at a crime scene, then they absolutely can and eventually will be identified through investigative genetic genealogy. What is going to determine how long that takes is what population group that person is from. So if their ancestry is from Latin America and they have recent immigrant ancestors, it'll be much more difficult to identify that individual. So it could take a lot longer. We have a lot of those Hispanic cases, and they tend to take weeks, months, or years compared to somebody who has deep roots in the United States and primarily Northwest European ancestry.
Is that because if you are Hispanic and your family just came here recently, you're not in as many databases? You don't have distant relatives in as many databases?
Exactly. Now, they could get lucky and there could be a close relative in the genetic genealogy databases, but that's really unlikely. And that's because despite the fact that over 50 million people have taken direct consumer DNA tests.
Okay, 50 million people have taken a direct consumer DNA test.
For law
50 million. Now, listen to the number that they can only work with, though.
Enforcement cases, we are limited to the 2 or 3 smallest databases, which is less than 2 million people. And I'm hearing a lot of misconceptions out there. People are saying they can use Ancestry, they can use 23andMe.
Brian N said they could use 23andMe. I died. I said, oh my God. Go back and watch his latest interview prior to this when he's just talking about using 23andMe. And I'm like, you cannot use 23andMe. Like, that's the biggest no. You cannot do that. They do not share with law enforcement. The only way that you could use 23andMe is if you took the SNP and acted like it was your own and put it in the database and acted like that was your own DNA, and then you're trying to use whatever you can, and that is a no. You're not supposed to do that. So here we go.
That is not true. Ancestry, 23andMe, and MyHeritage, the 3 largest consumer DNA databases, have barred law enforcement's use. And there are 2 well-known databases, GEDmatch and Family Tree DNA, that have agreed to work with law enforcement. And then there's a new nonprofit called DNA Justice that's much smaller, but it can also be used. And so those are the ones that they will have to work in, unless
those are the ones that they will have to work in. And that's just about to say, unless what? So listen to this part.
Smaller, but it can also be used. And so those are the ones that they will have to work in, unless they can serve a successful warrant on the larger databases. Now, if I was Savannah Guthrie,
unless they can serve a successful warrant on those databases. That did not happen in the Brian Kohlberger case. There was 0 search warrants served in that case for investigative genetic genealogy. They did not use it as a law enforcement kit. They went rogue. The FBI violated their own policies and did whatever the fuck they wanted to. And somehow the FBI's S&P doubled in size. And the FBI did that from when it was at the private lab.
and her family, I would be begging management at Ancestry, 23andMe, and MyHeritage to allow the genetic genealogy profile to be compared in there, because it would be a much more straightforward and quicker identification that way. But so far,
so listen, she's saying if I was Savannah Guthrie, I would go to 23andMe and beg for them to like let us serve a search warrant on you so that we can put this SNP and upload it to your database, which you have like way more. And it's like, yeah, think about if your name was, Mary Smith. Tell that to Mary Smith and her kid that, it's just, but hey, if anybody can get that type of shit done, don't you think Savannah Guthrie has those type of contacts? I do.
They've been very, very resistant to that, even though studies have shown that 91% of the public is in favor of using genetic genealogy to identify this type of criminal.
Wow, with that type of a number, 91% is in favor. I push back strongly on that. I want to see some stats on that.
I'm so glad you explained that, because I didn't know that. I just assumed
we know that
that you had access to all of them.
Oh,
I didn't
I
know
wish.
that.
How can he say that? How can he say I just assumed that? I didn't know that. You guys, he covered the Brian Kohlberger case. How does he not know this? Blue, I basically woke up out of bed and it woke me up out of my, I was dozing off. I couldn't even believe it. I could not believe when he said those words. I said, he's so full of shit. He is so full of shit. Or he like literally has the, the capacity of comprehending and absorbing material for like a month. I that was the literally like everything to do with the case. I mean, unbelievable.
We'd be solving thousands and thousands and thousands of cases every day. We would be solving a case, because if, for instance, you're adopted now and you want to find your biological family.
So CC Moore just basically said that if we can get into all these databases, that we would be solving thousands upon thousands of cases literally a year. And that we're not, because we're not in these other databases. So again, this is a push. Okay, this is a narrative here pushing like we should be in all these databases. Law enforcement should be able to do whatever they want.
You can compare against 50 million plus profiles, and you can almost always find that family quite quickly. And I used to work adoption cases back when we had a tiny database. So working law enforcement cases now is like stepping back to say 2014, trying to find somebody's biological family. And that is just because of the size of the databases. So because we're working in GEDmatch, where you have to not only be in the database, but opt into law enforcement matching, that is maybe 600,000, 700,000 people. And then family tree DNA, there is.
So it's only 600 or 700,000 people in the GEDmatch that's allowing you to compare. Okay.
Maybe 1.2 million or so in that database. They don't release their exact number. So, it's
that's where she gets that 1.2, 600, 700,000. That's where she's coming with that 2 mil.
Some of those are the same people. So
some of those are the same people.
It's really under 2 million people, and you've got to get a little lucky, right? You've got to hope that there are.
And your person that's doing your tree can't be a fucking idiot. Okay. You need a little bit of luck that, hey, hopefully somebody in that family wanted to like look into something.
Close enough relatives in there for you to be able to find their common ancestors. And so we're working with second, third, fourth, fifth cousins and beyond the vast majority of the time. Occasionally you will get a close relative, just luck. So it's really going to depend on luck and population group.
And then guess what they also start having you do? If you think you have persons of interest, they will then seek out family members of your persons of interest and ask them to put a sample in. They did that in the Brian Kohlberger case. And you're supposed to get a warrant for that as well. You're supposed to do steps for this stuff. But think about this, guys. If we're going to be bending and breaking rules, if you guys want my DNA to go in because I'm like third or fourth cousins of a person that you think is a prime suspect in your case, hey, if we could just get this person's DNA, then I can complete this family tree, because we can at least eliminate it or keep it going. So then why wouldn't they just lift my DNA, okay, and act like I put it in as a consumer? And then poof, it's uploaded. And here somebody filled out all this paperwork as me, put in, and then now my DNA is in that database. If you don't think that that's going on, you're a fool, because it is.
As far as how long genetic genealogy would take to identify this unknown individual.
2 questions. Do the bigger companies that you were talking about that don't let you use their database, have there been warrants where they make exceptions?
No, I do not believe there has been, based on some very good inside sources I have. But I know
right there, she's basically saying that this has never been done. That Savannah Guthrie, if she was to go and ask this, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, so this has been done before? No, it's never been done before. Okay. It has literally never been done before. And she just saying, she's like, from my sources, no one's ever been able to go to one of these, you know, third parties and say, hey, let us into your, let us serve a search warrant on you.
That they are ready to serve them in a case that has, high priority. For instance, if Charlie Kirk's killer had not been identified so quickly, or the person who tried to assassinate President Trump, those would have been the type of cases where I think it's very likely the FBI would have gone ahead and served that warrant on the commercial companies Ancestry, 23andMe.
Interesting.
In a case like this, will they? I don't know. But I think that this is going to happen one of these days. It's going to be a huge knockdown, drag out fight between law enforcement and the courts and these very powerful deep pocket consumer DNA testing companies.
Do you think that they have started ancestral DNA testing? I don't know how you phrase it with this case. Do you think it's already started?
Absolutely. I think they are doing it in parallel, like they did in the Koberger case.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's been done parallel with the Koberger case. I think she has a source.
Where there's enough DNA where they can split that basically, and they can create the STR profile, that traditional profile from some of the DNA, and then at the same time be creating that SNP profile with another portion of the DNA. And even in Koberger's case, for instance, they were able to do that, and it was just transfer DNA or touch DNA, right? It could have been a lot. So it just depends on what they found in Nancy's home, how much they have. But we need such a tiny, tiny amount to create that genetic genealogy profile that I feel very confident that they are doing that. And I've worked with DNA Labs International in Florida, the company.
Okay, so listen, she gives the lab in Florida a lot of props too, and she basically cuts down on that whole sheriff narrative that you guys were trying to push, that the sheriff is, keeping stuff from the FBI and yada yada yada. So CeCe Moore actually comes out and defends the shit out of them, which I think is amazing.
Is doing this, and they are very good at extracting DNA.
If Brian knew anything about this, though, he would ask CeCe Moore, well, are you guys supposed to be doing investigative genetic genealogy in parallel with an investigation? Is that what the interim policy says to do? And the interim policy says, no, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to use investigative genetic genealogy as a last resort. Okay. Yeah.
From evidence. They have done that on a lot of my successful cases, because that's not something that Parabon does. We send that out. And so I have
she works for Parabon. See how she just said that we send that out. Like, we don't do the lab work.
Full confidence in them. I do not at all. We send that out. And so I have full confidence in them. I do not at all think it was devastating that it was sent to them.
Boom. Yes, CeCe, right there. She's like, you guys are nuts. This Florida lab, I have full confidence in them. I do not think that this was. So I think that she does an amazing job with defending this lab out of Florida.
Trust them. And I am sure they are already working towards creating that SNP profile, if not already completed it, and uploading it to those databases where they need to compare it against the people that have allowed us to do that.
And I know you said it's hard to say an exact time, but like what is the range of time you think it would take for them to get results, to find a second, third, fourth cousin of whoever did this?
Well, it takes a little while just to get the comparisons back. So once you upload that SNP profile to GEDmatch and Family Tree DNA, it can take a day or two, or sometimes even longer at Family Tree DNA, to get that list of people who share DNA with that unknown DNA contributor. So I doubt that they have it yet, but it might be very, very close to being compared at GEDmatch. If they were able to create that, say, yesterday and upload it, it would be undergoing those comparisons right now. They might have their match list, as early as today or tomorrow.
she's speaking about the DNA that was taken from the raid, the SWAT raid. And so she's trying to sit here and say that, listen, when you have to do the upload for like the government, you have to get it's like $700 to upload it as a government, a government kit, a law enforcement kit. You have to have 2 signatures from the agency, like the law enforcement agency. Then you get a receipt, you get all this stuff. So it takes longer to upload and to do all of this. Unless you just, like I said, bypass all of this stuff and treat it like it's your own DNA. And then you upload it to everything. And that's what they did in the Brian Kohlberger case.
For that DNA. Now, if there are significant enough matches there, and when I say matches, it's very different than what most people are used to.
And so, like, this is where Savannah Guthrie should say, like, wait a second, my mother was still out there. We're trying to like find her. She's alive. Okay. We have a ransom. Okay, motherfuckers. If you're gonna break policy, okay, after people are already dead and you're trying to find somebody here, we can save my mom's life. Why aren't we breaking policy the way that we did in the Kohlberger case? That's what I'd be saying if I was Savannah Guthrie. And she has every reason. And I would employ, like, that's what she should be saying. I know what you guys can do because I watched you do it in the Brian Kohlberger case. Why aren't you going into every single database the way that you did? We have a chance to save somebody's life here, right? There's a missing woman. That's what starts happening when you start going rogue.
With law enforcement cases, matches has traditionally been an exact match, right? You're looking for that person in the CODIS database, their DNA. Or if your state allows familial searching, then you're looking for someone who's a very close relative in the law enforcement databases. Only some states allow that. But that can only detect a first-degree relative. You need a parent, child, or a full sibling. They also can do a Y chromosome search. That's a little bit more complex. But that is very, very different than in genetic genealogy databases. When we say a match, that is a partial match. That is someone who typically will share just a little bit of their DNA. It might be less than 1% of their DNA. And you get a long list. So everybody that puts their DNA in one of those databases will have hundreds or thousands of matches, depending on their population group. We're usually looking at the top dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen matches, and then trying to figure out how they're related to all of those people. They might be third cousins, meaning they share great-great-grandparents. So we've got to figure out which set of their great-great-grandparents. And we do that by looking for patterns in the data, overlaps, triangulations. Who's this one person or set of siblings that is related to all of these people sharing DNA with the unknown suspect? So it can take a long time. The fastest I've ever been able to do it once I got my DNA list from GEDmatch was 30 minutes. And then I have some cases I've been working on for 7 years. So
wow.
Population.
Great job there by CC Moore, like explaining how that all works. Okay. 30 minutes was the fastest. 7 years.
Hard to say.
It really is. But in a high priority active case like this, I'm sure they're going to throw everything at it they can, all the resources they can. DNA Labs International has a really good chief genetic genealogist there that I have a lot of confidence in. And so if she's not already working on it, I'm sure she will be soon. And this is the type of case that you push to the top of the pile. And that's because it's active, right? The vast majority of the cases that we're working are cold cases, and they're still important. But public safety is not at risk as much as when you're working an active case like this or Kohlberger, for instance. They need to stop these people in their tracks.
So interesting. Is there anything else, Cece, you think with this case is important? I mean, and we don't know, obviously, all the details, but the fact that they have DNA from inside the house, the glove, there's probably other things that we don't know about. From a DNA perspective, do you think they're making progress just based on what you know from the outside?
Well, it's always hard to know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm sometimes so frustrated when I'm working on a case and I see the commentary that's out there in the public, because I know on those cases what's happening. And it's
I feel you there, CC.
Often very different than what the public or even the media is speculating. So I hesitate to speculate on that. But I have, as I said, a lot of confidence that they are moving this forward. The agency already had a relationship with DNA Labs International and a contract, which means they've been successful in the past. They trust them. And as I said, I have full trust as well. I think anyone making negative comments like that, it's really just competitive posturing.
Yes. Now, does it all make sense why the FBI flipped out? The FBI flipped out because Sheriff Nanos wasn't wanting to give them control over the IGG. That's my opinion. Preventing them then from a whole Kohlberger situation, right? Well, no, we're going to do it this way. No, give it to us, because guess what we're going to do? We're going to go and get into all the labs that we want, or not the lab, all the databases that we want as a consumer. Polishy, smallishy. So there is my opinion on why you're having the FBI having people be leaking stuff to Brian Enton so we can have this powwow fest. Okay, is because they want the DNA. They want the profile, the SNP profile. They want the raw data. Give us that. And that's what the FBI, in my opinion, was not given.
We don't need that in this case. We want Nancy found, we want this person identified. It doesn't matter which company does it or which lab does it, which of course I'd love to work the case, right? But I don't really care as long as somebody skilled is doing it. And they did not make a mistake, in my opinion, sending that to DNA Labs International. They can bring in the FBI genetic genealogy team too, if it ends up being a really difficult case, just like they did in the Kohlberger case, right?
Now listen to this part. They can bring in the FBI if it becomes a really difficult case. And do what? What did the FBI do, you guys? This was when I heard this, I was like, okay, if we're going to try to do it legit, okay, and if we can't, then bring in the FBI and you guys can go ahead and violate our rights, okay? Violate policy.
It was started at the private lab. It was transferred to the FBI investigative genetic genealogy team, and they were the ones who made that identification of Brian. And that could happen in this case too.
Exactly, CC. How did they do that? How did the FBI identify Brian Kohlberger?
It's taking too long for the private lab, then they can certainly bring in the FBI genetic genealogy team, and they have resources that we don't have. And so
they have resources that we don't have. And what are those resources? No, you guys have the same resources. You would just have to upload it as a private consumer. And you're going to have all the same resources that the FBI had. But that you're in a contract, and that contract that you sign, yeah, you can't be doing that stuff. Same thing that Othram wouldn't do. But Othram is the FBI's lab. But Othram, the FBI was like, nope, send it to us. We'll take care of it. We'll get these. We're gonna go ahead and double up these matches real quick, because we're gonna put them in every single database. So they went from just having 2 million profiles to having 50 million profiles.
Sometimes, especially in these immigrant cases, Latin American cases, we have had the FBI come in and take over cases, and they were able to identify that person using resources we didn't have, like border crossings, right? Immigration records, things that we wouldn't typically be able to access, because as genetic genealogists outside the government, we are just working with public records only. We don't have special law enforcement access. We just have access to what everyone else has. Actually less, since we can't use the big databases like you could if you were researching your own family.
There it is. And I know that we didn't use any of those border crossing immigration things with the Brian Kohlberger case. So it wasn't resources like that they used in the Brian Kohlberger case. He's a full-blooded white boy.
Wow, really interesting. Cece, I appreciate you explaining it to me. Thank you.
Wow, really interesting, Brian. I cannot believe you did not know this. You covered the Kohlberger case for 3 years.
Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate CC for taking the time.
But I appreciate Brian Enton for actually getting that interview, having that interview. CC Moore nails it. And that's what I wanted us to all start our morning off with. Today is Monday. It's a new week. Smile, feel good. Woo! It's 10 a.m. here. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of that first 30 minutes of the show. Let's move over and see what JLR is doing. Boots on the ground. He said breaking news. He is going to stay in Tucson for at least another week, if not 2. He is loving it. The ladies are treating him very, very kindly. And we love that for him. Let's go take a look. JLR investigates boots on the ground with JLR swinging baby arms. Here he is. Give it up for JLR. Boots on the ground, 24/7. I feel like we have a feed over here. Let's take a look at what time he started today.
Burglary, yeah.
He's been live for about 50 minutes.
We'll go from there.
Here he is. Look at him. Looking good. He's got some color going. Look at him.
Tripod like we do every morning. Set up shop.
Aw.
And then we'll go from there and see what today brings. Another day, manhunt.
I want to know what woman out there is going to offer to do JLR's laundry. Who is going to do JLR's laundry? Somebody has to get to his laundry. Who's it going to be? What woman out there is going to say, hey, JLR, let me just do your laundry for you?
Where it's colder, where they would have masks. I do believe X is down. I was trying to tweet out a little bit.
You know what? He could probably do it himself. Drop them off.
Problems with X, so
go pick it up later.
There might be a
You know what he should do for a live is he should take us to the laundromat. Okay, maybe he can talk to the laundry people
with X.
Maybe he should go and get some stuff steam cleaned. Maybe she got some stuff pressed.
Might be a problem with X. So we have law enforcement across the pond right now.
So JLR was out there 45 minutes ago, which would have been right before 7 a.m. So you gotta love his work ethic. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. I told Bella, I was like, dude, I just want to go out there. I just want to film JLR the whole time. JLR, I'm going to document you. You are my document. I am going to create a documentary about you.
It's gorgeous. Sunrise, sunset.
Huh?
Get the best of both worlds here. Sunrise.
We are now able to independently confirm some new information in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. This is from an inside source that is now reportable. I want to take you through the new information we've learned. We can now report investigators now believe this was a burglary gone wrong. We've interviewed multiple experts since this began who also said, based on the evidence, surveillance video, and other aspects of this case, that they also believed.
This will be the first time ever in history that someone robs an 84-year-old and was like, you know what? Fuck it. I just got to take you with me. Oh my God. Please. Absolutely. Wow. Just fall over. Just fall over right now. This is a burglary. What?
This was not an intended kidnapping. As for Friday night's operations, law enforcement activity, we can now report from our inside source that DNA evidence is currently being tested that was found from that Range Rover at the scene outside Culver's. You could see when investigators were there, they put up a tarp that they were doing some sort of investigative work there. And last, but probably most important, the widespread belief by investigators tonight is that Nancy Guthrie could be alive. We'll keep you up to date as we learn more. We are working on many things behind the scenes, but again, tonight,
I have a live tonight.
updates. They believe this was a burglary gone wrong. DNA evidence is being tested from the Range Rover, and the widespread belief by investigators is that Nancy Guthrie could be alive. Stick with us. We'll bring you the very latest as we learn more.
So that came from Brianna Whitney, true crime correspondent, CTV, CBS5AZ family host, True Crime Arizona.
Thank you there, Jazz.
She put that out there. However,
JLR, what do you think about that? I mean, wow, that is just absolutely fucking ridiculous. That's what I think. What do you think, JLR? We're going to speed you up.
Fox News said they spoke to the sheriff, the FBI, and the sheriff and the FBI about this. The FBI tells Fox News they have no clue where that came from in response to a new local news report that cites an inside source who says the Guthrie case was a burglary gone bad.
We have no clue where that came from. Like, who? What?
FBI said to Fox News. Sheriff Nanos said to Fox News. To Matt Finn, Fox News. Sheriff Nanos responds to me about the local Phoenix news report that cites an inside source who says investigators believe the Guthrie case was a burglary gone bad. And that Nancy Guthrie is still alive. Did not come from us. No idea. And even though this is one of many possibilities, we would never speculate such a thing. We will let the evidence take us to the motive. Move back a little bit.
Jeez. All right.
So what do you think,
What else?
folks?
He's like, I'm waiting to go live. I'm waiting. Tell me when I'm ready. Tell me when I'm ready.
Moment, whether the items were bought online or in
Okay, here we
store.
go. Here's his story. Stand by. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it away.
Scott, Tess, that's correct, but this is still a major lead for investigators honing in on where the suspect purchased his face mask and clothing. CBS News reports are going to show you this front doorbell camera again. That investigators believe the suspect seen in Nancy Guthrie's front doorbell camera purchased his clothes, his face mask from Walmart. Investigators are working to identify the brand. The suspect's backpack, identified as a black Ozark Trail hiker, was sold exclusively at Walmart. So these images, these videos were haunting, and it gave investigators an opportunity to try to piece together where
There's that white Camry.
this individual purchased, got these clothing and face mask and backpack. Looks like they're starting to put the pieces to the puzzle now, but it's
You guys, they're starting to put the pieces to the puzzle together now.
still remains unclear at this very moment
Wow.
whether the items were bought online or in store here in Arizona. Sheriff Chris Nano says investigators have spent days reviewing surveillance at local area Walmarts in the area, Scott and Tess, but it's just one step a little closer to trying to identify the suspect seen in that video that can lead to Nancy Guthrie hopefully alive, guys. That's what everybody in this community is hoping for.
All right. Give it up for him. Walmart making a big old splash. Make sure you guys switch up your stocks. Get some stock in Walmart, man. Someone called it a Walmart kidnapper's starter kit.
Right. So I'm here. What do you think?
Really? That's fine. All right, we got one more.
The burglars forgot to take anything other
Like
than
the
Nancy
comments.
Guthrie.
Wow.
Jesus, these people are on crack.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
I mean,
you can have your,
anything to get some, I don't know, some swipes, some views. This is wild shit, man. I don't know when this guy's gonna start his little
Anyone have any questions for the cameraman?
the cameraman. Yeah, we got some questions.
As it sounds, they're hoping it's someone from the family or someone close because they live around here and they don't want it to be a burglar.
That'd be
Because they're
interesting,
saying, hey, we're all in danger if it's just a random burglar. They're
We're all in danger.
they're
Unless you
seeing
got millions,
on
unless your daughter got millions, I think you're gonna be perfectly fine.
Still, this house unless you had a drum, right?
You guys are taking your money and just paying your mortgage.
Wait, I mean, they're going to do the DNA. I think they're also doing the Walmart. They're now saying that they believe that the perp bought his entire outfit from Walmart, including the mask.
That would be interesting. How they get if they track it down by the person.
You guys, JLR, get your ass down to Walmart. He went yesterday. Okay.
Well,
The day
also,
before,
that's
he
also
went
with,
to
with,
Walmart.
in Washington D.C. with the January 6th.
JLR, just
Yeah.
go buy the material, put it on, get in front of the camera,
over a course of like a
and
year, he
start
went to
dressing
different
people out there, and let's
stores
see if we
to
can
buy
get like a
Yeah.
good
little at a time,
reenactment
little at a
going.
time, little at a time.
Ridiculous.
Now the question is with this, if in fact the entire outfit is a Walmart, or mostly everything he's wearing is Walmart, did he do it all in one purchase, or did he buy one here, one there, one little, one online? Someone give it to him. But it appears the perp likes to shop at Walmart. It's a Walmart shopper. I mean, I shop,
who
I shop
doesn't,
at
right?
Walmart. I mean, I don't really like to go at Walmarts anymore because they're really crazy with these shootings and stabbings. But people shop at Walmart. I mean,
you could do everything at Walmart.
you can do everything at Walmart.
You could even.
You could
Yeah,
have sex at
purchase everything
Walmart
at
now.
Walmart.
You can do everything at Walmart.
Walmart has everything. But I
if
went to
your
the
phone
Walmart
is plugged in, yeah.
down the road.
You like that, Kathy? Just thought I'd hit him with the.
Oracle and just south of River. There's like a.
I told people all I needed was the
I went down there the other
material.
day.
I just need the
bought
cameras, and I'll
Someone just named them the Walmart
be able
killer.
to
the
think
Walmart
it.
killer.
Come on now.
They had the backpack behind
Yeah.
the glass there,
Oh.
but here's the weird thing: is like the employee, in order to open up the glass, had to scan his phone or some phone to open up the glass. So, if that's the case of all the backpacks around here, that's digital evidence
Yeah.
footprint there, right there, that could detect how many times they opened up that glass to look at a.
But even then, like, there's so many cameras right now in there, those Walmarts.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Even if you do
That's
something,
hilarious.
you're recorded. So.
Yes, make sure you guys are joining me tonight.
Did he buy it?
I have a live to follow up with my live from
Backpack,
yesterday. think you'll
Sure,
appreciate it.
Day one.
Not day one. We
No.
covered it from day one. But
Okay.
I came here. So they happened on Sunday. I came here on Friday.
Oh, okay.
So I was here Friday. I mean, I was just covering it for my studio
Yeah.
at my home in Florida. So been here since Friday. So we're going week.
What's
I
it?
don't know how many days that is.
10
How
days?
crazy how this
No, more.
platform has developed.
I think he's been there for 10 days. If he got there on Friday, today's Monday of the week before. It had happened on a Saturday. And so he waited a week and then he got there on Friday.
That platform just insane because it was just
Once you
TikTok and YouTube is
once you
because
go
it's
like
like
this
real
cover,
time. You know,
it's like really hard to leave.
YouTube was getting there too.
it's
Like it was
They
a
do, they do.
some
Some do,
have
yeah.
personal
It's a
struggle
different
for
platform.
me every
Like,
time I had to leave Delphi, and like I would drive, come do a couple things for a couple days, and then drive back. It was really hard to leave.
Agents are not doing this topic in a platform like you're doing it with reporters that were on the field or getting FBI's or ex-FBI agents or just a local angle of it. So they just kind of fill that gap because, like I said, not a lot of people are going to tune in to a TV station like that sometimes, or they see the TV station on a social media post, right? Or you guys reference it like, hey, this is a reporter from a local station. This is what they believe, but this is what we believe.
I know I
So
saw
stuff
that.
like eventually does get to that aspect of it. So
Thanks, Kathy. Yep.
the thing is that to grow,
I shared her video. That was really kind of her.
Social media, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. So the next thing.
I'm glad that I made her
You
night.
just have to adapt.
Yeah.
I mean, I took a picture, 2008, I believe, of us recording on iPhones.
All right.
And iPads.
So,
really from
At the station.
scenes.
No,
Or at the
just so because we had a lot of photographers.
all right. I want to see JLR get kicked out of Walmart. So hold on. Or does he get? Do they just say you cannot film in here? Wasn't hard for Dolly to leave. Yeah. Yeah. Some of us have the work ethic, others don't. Let's see. JLR investigates. What did he go to Walmart? Was it yesterday or was it the day before? Let's see. Okay, that's when they did this sneak out. Let's see. Okay, this is. See, I love when he goes on field trips. Oh God, he found another glove. All right, the day before. So this is a little peek of like yesterday. He's like, dude, JLR is setting up flock cameras and he doesn't even know it. It's easy to show the fraud. Okay, so Friday's one. Oh wow. Oh wow. Crazy. Check this out. All right, so this is JLR literally running I feel like he was flocking for us. He should have just been passing out. I'm surprised Savannah Guthrie's family doesn't come out here and literally give him a bunch of like flyers. He would be able to pass. He would be glad. He would gladly pass out those flyers. Like hands down, would be so honored to pass out those flyers. Okay.
The other side, right there.
I mean, all right. I think it's the day before. Let me get out of this for a second and go back. Did they come up to him and did they say, hey, you cannot film in here, young man? Young man, what are you doing? Okay, so if we go to his lives, let's see, it would have been on, then it would be, I can't keep his, okay, maybe this one's it. Oh wait, here I got it. Oh my god, I got it. I think we got it. Do they go to Circle K and then Walmart? Oh, do they go to? Do they go to? Is he with the other dude? If we're signing it. We're signing it. Is it the day that he signs the? Is it this
Yeah, I
day?
got a pen. Sign
No, he was by himself. Oh shit. Okay.
Look at it. Wow.
Bring her home. Well, I would start looking for her then.
All right. How are we gonna address this? I want to. How should we address this for all of us? JLR Army. What should we say? What should we say? JLR Army. JLR crew. JLR Army.
Hashtag JLR.
Boots on the ground.
Yes.
No, boots on the ground. Boots on the ground.
Vote for Nancy.
Boots on the ground, JLR. Come on, boots on the ground. You cannot say JLR Army. I mean, you could sign it like that. But right, boots on the ground. Please. What is he writing? JLR.
JLR. Oh, you good, buddy. You got markers over there too.
Oh, you put the C.
Good.
Bring.
Your marker.
Please bring
I didn't
Nancy
pen.
home.
Still pen.
JLR.
Sorry about my handwriting, folks.
Oh, JLR, I would have totally put boots on the ground.
Can you make a heart around that?
Yes.
A heart, like
A
around
heart. Oh my god, what? That's an interesting way to make a heart. Have you guys ever started your heart? I've never started my heart from the bottom.
Perfect, huh? You're doing good.
All right, we did our part.
Hashtag hope for Nancy. Okay. Bring back OG Nancy. What? Bring back OG Nancy? Who wrote that? We can't wait until bring back OG Nancy. Oh my gosh, what? I have no idea.
There you go.
Look at JLR's heart.
Prayers.
Aw.
Praying.
Aw. To Nancy with love and hope. Aw.
Nancy, you are loved.
Aw.
Guthrie family, our community is praying for all of you. We stand by you. Prayers. We're praying, thinking of you.
OG. That's a pretty big banner. David Banner.
What's neat about this is they're actually letting people come and
Flowers.
So if you guys want to come by here, you guys can put your
Nancy the OG.
image on this nice banner.
Oh, it looks like it's going to rain.
Yeah, sure
The
does.
clouds. Whoa.
All right, well,
Oak Street.
I don't think this is the day that they went to. I think he was with him.
How do I reach corporate? Communications@circlepay.com. What store is this?
Oh, so he goes later.
You got the store number? Oh, so it's on the store. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
We love Circle K. Good call. Thank you.
Okay, well, it's not this one. How many days ago was it? So you're saying it was Friday? Then would it be 3 days ago? This is when I was watching him on Friday. Did he go on Saturday?
All right, we're on. We're going back on to Campbell here, just north of Skyline. Restaurants here. Some restaurants still tucked in there. Restaurants and bars. There's this.
I don't know. I was trying to find where he went. He went to Walmart. Storage unit. He's saying Nancy was held in the storage unit. That's horrible, awful, awful. Well, then it has to be. Was it Saturday then? Today's Monday. I don't know. When, 2 days ago? Okay. Thank you. 2 days ago. Oh gosh. Got it. Thanks, Murky. 2 days ago, Anna, and it's at the 7-minute mark. Well, for the record, we have 2 that are 2 days ago. We have 3 that are 2 days ago. 7-minute mark. Okay, it can't be this one. That's when they do the stakeout. Let's see. 7. Okay. It's gonna be this one. All right. I think this is it.
Bronco, yeah.
Are they gonna, if they drive with each other, this isn't the one. Oh,
They did this? So that's why they did that.
are they following each other?
And
I'm so used to it, I guess,
I thought they were by themselves.
that way. But yeah, this crime has really gotten my attention, more so than any other crime that's
Oh, it's
probably
the
happened
hour
here in
mark?
the last 10 years.
Fudge.
Unbelievable.
You're like, it's the hour mark, not the minute mark, Lana. Oh, hell's bells. 2 days ago. Then it has to be this one. This one only has that many.
faking it on everyone.
I'm I give up. That one that says spot. I just did 7-minute mark. Not right. 7 hour mark. SWAT raid. Nope. Can't be. SWAT raid, SWAT raid, SWAT raid. Which one? This one. 7 hour mark.
Much up.
All right. There we are. Fucking Walmart. God damn it. We got you, son of a bitches. We're good, guys. We got... There we go. Give it hands up to Murky. There you go. JLR bought it on Valentine's at 4 p.m. according to his Twitter. We're here. We got it. He's like, we're at Walmart. Now let's see what he does. Wait. Oh.
So
He's like, okay, here we go. I want some Taco Bell.
maybe section. No. Let's go in.
Let's go in.
I'm gonna kind of like when I go in and walk through them, I put the phone in my waist. I don't look like I'm just walking around holding a phone like crazy, you know. But we're going in.
Here we go.
And the
JLR investigates. Boots on the ground. He is going to go into Walmart. This is 3 days ago.
Head south.
No, we have to speed you up. Like, we're going to put you on 1.5. I got you.
it's as if like they're looking out for like shoplifters.
Oh my
Trying
God.
to stop
What?
shoplifters. And we're going for the backpack.
All right, come on, JLR.
All right, help me find a backpack. Gotta find a backpack. Be in the camping section.
That's cool.
Sporting. People are like sporting. Ma'am, hello. Backpacks. Would that be in the sporting section?
There's some sporting thing. There's some back over here with jewelry.
Jewelry. Okay, thank you. Jewelry and
JLR
sporting.
would be the best secret shopper.
She said jewelry and sporting.
Jewelry. Jewelry.
Ah, look at this. Backpacks. Dun, dun, dun.
Purses.
Look.
Backpacks. Oh, what is that?
Which one is it?
It's right there. You just
Esports.
oh. Oh boy.
These are all esports.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there it is right there.
Reebok.
To the left.
Probably the
To the left.
sporting goods, right? Yeah, I would
Isn't
say
it right
camping. I would say camping. All right, we're gonna go to the camping. Be the one with the X. Maybe the one with the X.
Where?
Hold on. And then we're also looking for this too. A hip holster. Hip holster. All right, sporting goods.
All right. Nope. Very clean store. Look at how nice and neat.
Sporting goods.
Nothing is out of place. JLR secret shopper.
They're gonna be trying to sell me a phone here. X.
X marks the spot.
Hello.
Secret shopper coming through. Clearance. What do we got here? Oh, here we go. Got some tents. What do we got?
It's like a cooler backpack.
Oh man.
Hold on, a camping backpack.
A little bit of day drinking there, JLo. Wait, did we just find it? Has JLo never gone shopping before?
Might be sold out.
Might be sold out. Everybody went and bought it.
I might ask a clerk here. This turns into automotive. It has to be somewhere around here. Holster.
Hip
We
holster.
got a holster too. Try Target. Gloves.
Food fun to the
Might have
best.
to go to another Walmart.
We all do. We all watch him.
Hiking backpack by Ozark.
Mhm.
People said it's by the purses, but then when we went over there, it wasn't.
Strange that
Oh,
a
yeah,
$10 bag would be behind
Hey.
glass.
How are you? We're trying to find a Ozark backpack.
We're
a hiking
trying to
backpack,
find-
Ozark.
I have a few other things right over
Yeah, was like, who the fuck you with?
Here's all our like backpacks.
We are trying
they're
to
in here.
find-
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm
they're
just
all
going to show
locked
my
up.
people here. I'm not going to buy one, but
Sounds good.
why you got them locked up? Is it somebody steals them?
Yeah, unfortunately, we have a lot of homeless people in the area. That's why we also have some of the tents locked up. And all
Really?
the other
Oh.
Yeah, we got people watching. Oh, a lot of people
JLR
watching.
1990
Yeah,
That's good.
this one. Like,
1997.
which one? It's like an Ozark with like a
Backpack with that little clip thing. I have a feeling it might be maybe this one, but I'm not too sure because I see the little
Oh, that's it.
those ropes right there, and those look kind of like
yeah, it looks like this
they're
one.
pretty bright on the
It's
picture.
like a $10 one.
Yeah. I am wondering though if they are another thing.
Did you hear about the guy that the suspect that Nancy Guthrie? Have you been following that case?
You know,
They were
I
talking
just saw that on Reddit. Actually, I just read about that, but I didn't really know too much about it.
So we're covering the case, and they said that the person, the perp, the Ozark backpack.
Really?
So we're trying to
It
it looks like it could have been this one. So like people buy this, could they? I mean, trace back to like who did it if they bought it at Walmart, because they're saying it's sold at Walmart.
You know, I think we could see like the accounts of who purchased it if you ask customer service, or maybe if you.
Well,
use the
I'm
records.
sure they're not going to tell me.
Yeah,
but
they probably wouldn't tell us, but they for sure have an account of like who's been purchasing the tent. You know, the back.
Can you take this out for a minute and
Yeah.
just look? Cool, thank you.
For sure.
I think this is it. Is this it, folks?
Oh my god, that's how that's. Look at that. You
Just
have
want to
your
view the
phone.
backpack.
Here's the backpack for you.
What do you think? Yes. Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
Buy it.
They're all saying it's 100% match.
Wow.
That's 100% match. Let me just see this. I'm not wasting your time, am I?
No, it's all good.
All right, I just like
Basically
to-
doing my job.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this. Look at this.
Oh,
Screenshot
just buy it, JLR.
People say buy it. You want? Yeah, let me just buy it for curiosity. Hey, I'm gonna get this. Can I buy it here?
Yeah, if you're
All right,
like,
yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy one. This is $10, right?
yes.
Yeah,
it's the
let's just buy
purchase
it.
It's just
I'll
$10.
put this right here, sir.
All right,
JLR, even if it was 50, buddy, just buy it.
just buy one, folks. We're gonna buy one. Now I'm gonna ask you something else. What about this? Do you guys sell gun holsters?
Yes, we do.
Like this one here. Like
This one here.
where is it?
This kid's
Oh
awesome.
man, where's the one gun holster? It's called a hip gun holster or something like. Where's your gun holster?
I'll show you right over here.
That's where your gun holsters. Can I just buy a
But
gun?
I'm not gonna get a gun holster. I'm gonna get the backpack. Oh man, I left my wallet out in the car. Shoot, I left my wallet out in the car. Yeah, I have to go back and get my wallet. I want to get that backpack though.
Yeah, if you'd like, I can leave it at
Yeah, just leave it there. I'll be
Can
back.
I get the
Do you
hip
want me to leave it
thing?
here?
No, I'm gonna come back. I forgot my wallet in my car.
Okay,
Oh.
I'll leave it at register 12 for you. It'll just be waiting for you at the last register.
So these are the holsters. Gun holsters. Oh, gun holsters right here.
Get the-
Okay. All right, let me go back to the backpack. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna buy the backpack. Thanks, man. Thanks for your help.
Yeah, you're
I'll be right
welcome.
back.
Good luck on the case.
Yes, thank you.
Good luck on the case.
All
Aw.
right, I'm gonna get it. Hold on, I gotta go back.
What is happening?
Hi, Jordan. How you like Walmart? Cool.
Yeah, I mean, easiest job I ever had.
I'll be back.
Easiest job I'll ever have.
Look at it. Yeah, he was cool.
This is great. JLR, you nailed it. I can't believe they told you.
Cough.
I can't believe they told you to keep
Backpack.
the camera outside.
Backpack. Thank you. You did. Oh, you don't?
No, we have anti-damage on the
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm trying to buy a backpack. I'll come back to that backpack for my viewers.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I come in and buy the backpack?
Yeah, you can.
I'm live streaming for my viewers in our store. What's it?
Please.
Some people
So he had to leave us out
bought
there.
a backpack at Walmart for sure. We're online.
Okay, so he ends up
Stuff
buying
in the
this
sporting goods section
backpack.
at Walmart.
When he comes back to the car, does he show you guys it?
Dude, amazing.
Look at this. You look familiar. You're from
Popcorn
Florida.
Planet.
Yeah, you're from Florida. Thank you.
Dude,
There you go.
in real life, man.
You look familiar. You're from
Popcorn
Florida.
Planet.
Yeah.
You're from
Look at this.
Florida.
Popcorn. We got popcorn Your name's Andy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know
We're in
everybody.
Tampa.
Okay,
I
yeah.
good to meet you. Kicking butt.
Why are you
I mean,
putting that on
you know
the
what's
ground?
crazy about this? There's backpacks at Walmart. However, the employee has to go behind the glass to get it. When he goes behind the glass, they're all behind the glass. He doesn't have a key. He has some scanner thing that he scans to open up the glass. My point is, if the perp physically.
Oh, you know what? What a poor choice of backpacks. All right. Well, good morning. Welcome. I mean, just love it. JLR, boots on the ground, getting backpacks. Well, we will continue on.
Bought the backpack at a Walmart around here. I'm not saying all the Walmarts.
Yeah,
do.
yeah, there's only a couple. I checked.
They would be able to see based off the scanning.
What is this guy wearing?
Maybe I'll go back up to some rest stop or something like that. And I'm thinking about hitting the border region tomorrow. I just have this hunch that she may be somewhere along the border.
Oh
I don't know.
my
I don't know if
that's great. Did you guys? I went to his channel and I was watching him dirt bike all over. Did you guys watch this? I was watching this man dirt bike all over, and I was like, "Oh my god! If JLR got on a dirt bike with a fucking GoPro, I'd fall over." JLR, I'm gonna send him a Cash App and say, I'm gonna tell him that he needs to get. I'm gonna Cash App and say he needs to rent. See if he's able to accept. Yep, there he is. Okay. Go dirt bike riding. Okay, we paid. Please work. Yes, it worked. Oh my god. He literally got shut off last week. He must have made too much money. Oh, good for him. Those hotels aren't cheap. So we just told JLR to go dirt bike riding with this guy. Go check out his channel.
Distance.
He goes all
I would drive my
over.
truck and then offload the bike. And then where you were. What's the name of that? Rio Pico or something?
Rio Rico.
Rio Rico.
Yeah, Nicolas, Rio Rico.
When you were down there, and then I was at home, I looked at the map. I'm like, you know what? This, even though it was a bum lead, it
This guy stays in this helmet on. I think this is great.
sort of made sense that she'd be down. Maybe rappers, guessing just like every.
This is great.
What you're doing? Be safe out there.
Yeah, you're sort
Your
of
channel again.
Exploring with Jim.
Exploring with Jim. Go check out Jim.
Oh, Exploring with Jim. There it is.
At Exploring with Jim.
And then I don't know how, but you're sort of the leader in this thing.
No.
With the YouTubers and people, your chat has so many people with such great ideas. And if somebody makes comments to you, I'm going to check back with you tomorrow.
What up, Willie? How are you?
If they have ideas, or you have ideas of places I should go and kick in some doors, you just let me know.
All right, we'll do that, Jim.
All right.
All right. Be
All
safe.
right, JLR. Thanks for all your hard work.
Jim. Be safe.
That's awesome. Look at that. Dude, if JLR got on a bike, come on. I told him he needs to go get a boat. Search and rescue with JLR. He can just have all the animals around him. He's like little pet detective, Jim Carrey style.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
It's live on camera.
Okay. We'll start it. Oh. Look at JLR zooms in. There it goes.
Wow.
JLR, if you did that.
That's crazy. You just jumped on it and took off. Wow.
JLR, you need to do that. Come on, man.
Something tells me I feel bad for Jim. I want to help him. Like get a room.
Get a room?
Let me see something. Does he have a Cash App? Should I ask him? Does he have a Cash App on his channel?
Homeless?
Can anyone see if he has a Cash App on his channel? For hotel.
What is he there? What?
Hey, hi guys. Thank you. Guys, be safe.
Okay. So he's not okay. I was about to say How to get his bike there? JLR is catching
Don't
feelings.
send any money to me for Jim's hotel. We gotta find Jim's cash app.
Don't send it to Jim.
No cash app?
PayPal.
Is he like?
You're gonna have to find him. JLR annoys the fuck
See
out
if
of
he
me.
comes tomorrow.
I now know what the hell it is. Every channel.
I have. You have too.
Well, this is my second time coming here because I was here earlier.
What's your name?
So I'm Danny.
I am JLR. How are you?
I have no idea why.
I'm sorry?
JLR's
Your name
hilarious.
is JLR?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Actually, the guy that I'm. You know
Hello.
Is your name JLR? Yep.
He said he knows you. Just...
Gotcha.
I changed my name.
All right.
It's just now JLR.
Cool. All right, so Ronnie, this is what we're gonna do.
Didn't sound like you liked me.
Or is it? Wait, is
He
it?
said, I know that guy.
Riches JLR. What's up, Debbie? Eagle, stars and stripes. I think the things.
Jim will be back. Oh, look, there's a Cybertruck. Look.
Oh, there it is. He's the man with a plan. Jim has been sleeping in his truck. What? How is he charging his phone? This is not practical.
I think the local lives there. Oh, or with that Cybertruck. I keep seeing the Cybertruck.
Man, I fell asleep watching one of your lives and the J.
I'm gonna keep this here for a minute. I'm not done yet. We're just gonna see what happens out here, see what's going on.
What someone
Maybe
was on
something,
the
maybe
news
something not. But I'm gonna put this in my vehicle real quick.
because you went off about it. Sure did. Oh yeah, his chat's off the fucking wall. His chat is off the hook. Okay, if you want to see some, you just need to go in there and read the chat, and you're just like, what the fuck is this shit? Who are these people? Maybe I should start streaming his chat too. I don't believe in that though. I feel like it's monitoring.
It's not interjecting, and I think a lot of us take a lot of that same attitude. We don't want to mess this case up. That's going to be bad for our profession. It's bad for the case, and so we want to be careful and make sure we're getting as much information out there as possible.
And at first, when we were talking, you were mentioning how scary this is.
His chat is equivalent to Walmart. Anything goes up in that bitch.
You have a shift in calculus here. You know, how much do you want to share?
Oh, I've made sure my parents have their Ring doorbell on. Absolutely. I mean, it is.
You guys, the Ring doorbell didn't protect Nancy. Hello, you need a bat, a gun.
But it doesn't matter how much you have. This is a terrifying, heartbreaking case. And look, I don't think you can stop doing your job and let the fear take over. And as they say,
yeah. Ring cameras will help you hopefully solve your case, but it's not going to help you,
the terrorists win.
I also feel like if someone wants to get you, they're going to get you. It's just a matter of if you take a little piece of them with you, And so that's my motto is, you fucking come for me, know that that's going to be the last thing you ever motherfucking do. Because I'm going to get you pound for pound, flesh for flesh. Come get my flesh. Watch me.
We got to all stand together and to see this.
That's my motto.
See the flowers, to see the amount of presence here. I feel confident.
Good interview.
Good interview. I love it. Dude, I am so close to literally getting on a plane and going to Tucson just to kick it with JLR and say, listen, buddy, we need to get these horses. I'll get on a horse if you get on a horse. And listen, can you imagine me riding behind JLR and holding him like this? We have our little horsey.
That's a good interview.
Oh, shit. I wonder what JLR would name his horse. If JLR had a horse.
See, when the sun goes down here, it starts to get a little dark. We got about another hour or so of sunlight, so we'll just continue to see if anything pops up before it gets dark.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I want to ask him about what it was like to do some of that Fed time.
It's dark. It's dark.
Yeah. There's the bullshit. Look at that. All right, guys. That's your morning dose of Nancy Guthrie, still missing. No one's searching for her. There's been no search efforts as far as volunteer searches. I'm still kind of baffled by that. Maybe that's why I will go there, is to start my own search. Search grid search. Lana, John won't do it. He says he has no health insurance right now. How? He needs to just marry some broad, and he can just be on that family plan. JLR, I think, is single. I don't know if he's ready to mingle yet, but I think that he is single. But JLR marries not for a green card. He marries for insurance. So we definitely, I just think people need to be searching for Nancy. You know, me and Bella have been screaming over here, like, where is Nancy? You know, it's like, where's Nancy? Where the fuck is she? Where can she possibly be? Right? Well, I just feel like no one's been searching. I find it hard to believe that she's just like kicking it with the kidnappers. I think that these people would be paranoid and be like, we gotta get rid of Nancy. And I'm curious if he's going to go down to the border. I think he should go take a border drive and see if there's any activity with like Nancy. You'd have had to take her right away, I feel like, though. I mean, how are you going to go across the border with, Nancy Guthrie right now? It's not going to happen. I think that they're taking advantage of the situation, and they're using this investigation to further some of their investigation with the drugs and the human and the sex trafficking over there, the guns and the shit. So I'm shocked that no one's looking for her. Yes, I will be back on. I'm gonna do a live at 1 p.m. See what happens here after the lunch hour. You know that Harvey's gonna try to come through with some bullshit today, so we'll be letting everybody know what Harvey's gonna say. You know he's gonna come with some bullshit. But yep. All right, guys, we will see you on the next one. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. If you stuck around, you're going to have an opinion about this. Okay, you just have to touch one or the other. Don't be a fence sitter. Fuck that shit. Have a good morning.